What's up, guys? Happy trade day. We still have a day or 2 days until the trade deadline, but we are out here, and this slate is getting turned up on top of its head. We have several big, impactful trades that will immediately touch today's slate, rotations, usage rates, all that good stuff. Much bigger slate than what we had last night, which usually makes for a better slate for prop hunting, and we will do our best to capture what we think are some of the better leans this far out. But the day is young, and there could be more trades coming later today. I think I read that James Harden was intentionally left out of that game. Just wonder if the phone's ringing and they're listening. We have not traded Josh yet. Phone's been ringing off the hook, Josh. But I need 2 first-round picks, and I don't know. I'm trying to think. And an awesome. I need Alex. I need 2 first-round picks and Alex for you, buddy.
Oh man, this slate, a lot of games can be cut down now, because these games could turn into blowouts easily. If Harden doesn't play, and now what's going to happen to the Kings? It's going to be dreadful walking through the water on this one, and I don't know. I'm worried.
Yeah. So young G, appreciate that sub. If you guys haven't been catching up with the news here, and I think there's more. The Pacers traded Domantas Sabonis, Jeremy Lamb, Justin Holiday to the Kings for Tyrese Halliburton, Tristan Thompson, and what was the other piece part of that? Buddy Hield. So weird trade. I was more stunned that the Kings gave up Halliburton than anything. I think Sabonis is an incredible player. But yeah, so weird. Also part of the trade mill today, the Pelicans. They traded away Josh Hart, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Tomas Satoransky, and Luzada to Portland for C.J. McCollum as the the main chip of that trade, and also it's mainly C.J. McCollum, right? When Tony Snell I think was in it, and Larry Nance, but C.J. McCollum was the main piece there. I think Nance is not I like Larry Nance here. So that was the one that Twitter was going up in smoke about, whether or not the Pelicans won, the Pelicans lost. I thought that was a fun trade. Doesn't really, I don't know. CJ's not somebody I value incredibly high, but maybe a change of scenery will help the whole situation. And then, of course, several teams have a lot of guys in the rumor mill. James Harden, I think, is the marquee name out there that people are on the edge of their seat, waiting to see if there's a move to be made here. But there could be more moves coming, and it's already a big slate. We already had been dealing with some Q tags. I guess the bigger the slate, right, for us from prop shopping, the better we feel about finding picks that stand out. Right, slates like last night, a lot of mediocre pace games, low totals, sizable spreads. The big slates is kind of like the inverse to DFS, where DFS big slates are so overwhelming to know what you want in your salary cap format, whereas the big slates for prop hunting, you don't have to. I don't know. You don't have to feel less confident to. I don't know how I'm saying this. You could balance your confidence higher in what you're gravitating towards too, and maybe in a way these late trades just become more of an edge because some of these lines that are algorithm based and more so just chopping season averages and put it up there. Maybe we get some really soft lines for guys that have to step up and get way more usage and way more minutes in this situation. Anyway, Josh, Steph Curry gonna get traded? Anything like that, or
No, Klay Thompson. When reporters asked him what the Warriors are going to do for the trade deadline, he said probably get a new washing machine.
Machine, yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Anyway, chat. Today is Taco Tuesday. If you guys are unfamiliar with Taco Tuesday, so a promotion they do every Tuesday where their Discord community votes on players to receive big discounts on their projection, and then you guys can use that discounted projection into your cards on the night. It looks like it's going to be Joel Embiid and LeBron James, and it looks like it's going to be Joel Embiid PRA, and they would put it at 40.5. And then it looks like for LeBron, it is going to be real points, and they would put it from 27.5 to 24.5. And I'm pretty sure that those two are running away. So we're going to be looking for Embiid PRA over 40.5, and LeBron James real points 24.5. So we will keep that in the back of our mind. So if you guys had intentions to get action on either Embiid or LeBron today, well, make sure you're taking advantage of the discounted lines as well. Josh, I don't even know where to begin. We only have 50 minutes, 45 minutes, and I got to get into the DFS show. But I guess the Houston Rockets. Anytime the Rockets are on a slate, that is just like goodness. And then the Pelicans trading away a couple pieces, like Josh Hart, guys that can soak up rebounds in a couple minutes. I think Josh Hart's like the most impactful there. NAW as well. But they represent some minutes that won't be there today. And then until McCollum and Nance are cleared, this Pelicans rotation tonight should be a little bit more clear pre-flop. And the Houston Rockets, well, we know what they are. They're a fast-paced team with very little defense to boot. Did PrizePicks keep the Pelican lines up there? Pelicans, yes. So Brandon Ingram, we talked this morning, looked like he could be the apple of our eye in a lot of picks today. They have him at 45.5 fantasy points. He just dropped 60 on the same Rockets team. And you mentioned that this is a good spot for blocks and steals and stuff like that. Do you have a favorite Ingram line, or do you have any favorite Pelicans line? I feel like we could take all of them.
Oh yeah. Rockets and the Hornets have been bread and butter this season. So for fantasy point attacks, I would probably say his fantasy points are probably my favorite. And I imagine all his stats lines get a boost with Josh Hart out, like you said. So I like that even more. J-Val, he's just underperforming lately. But do they have a block and steal up for him?
Yeah, they have.
Because I took that last game and it worked out.
Yeah, they got him at 1.5 blocks to steal. The Houston Rockets, of course, one of the fastest paced teams. They allow the most steals per game in the entire league, I believe. I clicked the wrong. The most steals per game in the league, and they're also up there in blocks per game allowed. They're top 3 in blocks per game allowed. So having your Jonas Valanciunas play extended minutes. Maybe Hernan Gomez is out today, and Jackson Hayes, he's been playing some 4 with some of the trades. We might get maybe deeper implied minutes for J-Val here. So I can get behind that blocks and steal here. I don't mind many of these lines for J-Val. I got him at 47 fantasy points. I also have Ingram at 48. I feel like we had some softer lines this morning, but that's to be expected as lines start moving. And then after the trades were done. Brandon Ingram, 45.5 fantasy points. His PRA was up there this morning, wasn't it? And it's not there now. Maybe they throw it back up there. But 45, I'm fine with taking the over on that. And then J-Val, I like that blocks and steal call. They also have the same line for Brandon Ingram, who has cleared it. He's had 2 or more steals in 3 straight. And like we said, Houston being as sloppy as they are, maybe you get some action on that and a couple cards for Ingram as well. So I'm with that. Any Rockets interest to run back here against these Pelicans? They are going to be without Eric Gordon, former Pelican great. Daniel Tice maybe shores up some minutes in that front court. Şengün maybe. Christian Wood as well. And then, KPJ's. My goodness, I just realized he's 5,600 on DraftKings. Any interest in Silas's Rockets, or are you staying away?
Why isn't Kevin Porter on here? Are they waiting for some news, or?
No, I just guess he's just not on there. I don't have any Q tags or anything like that, so I guess it's just not on there yet.
Yeah, because he's not questionable. So I don't know. Because I would like to, get on his assist prop because that's been coming through, and I think yeah, it hit last time against in the same matchup. Um, what what's your feelings? What's your read on Christian Wood? I mean, he did pretty good in this game recently. The Pelicans front court's gonna be a little thinner, and then less rebounding with Hard out.
Yeah, I think the matchup didn't get worse, right? And you
Right.
mentioned Josh Hart as for a small forward, he does represent a lot of
Yeah.
rebound percentage, and people kind of sleep on that. 7, 10, 13, 8, 10 rebounds. It has to go somewhere. I think it's going to benefit Ingram, but I also just think a little less scrappy situation here for JVale. And I guess also having Jackson Hayes in the starting lineup, and Herbert Jones can grab some peripherals as well. Maybe I'm not overly enamored with the lines that we have here, but I do have them at 44 fantasy points. So if I look at their projection, they have them at 37. So I do get like a 7-point margin of difference between my early projection and theirs. But yeah, the confidence level isn't an A plus, so I might jot that one down in pencil and come back, and maybe I'll come back and make more of a correlated card here. But I don't hate this number as it is, and I'm with you. I wish we had some KPJ numbers. Jayshawn Tate's another intriguing option here. In that most recent game, he barely cleared this 25, but without Tice, without Eric Gordon, again, I can see pretty strong minutes here. I put him for about 30, planted on him. I'm curious to see if they maybe keep him at the 4 and maybe introduce like Garrison Matthews into the lineup, because Sengun's somebody that when you feel like he should get run, hasn't been getting run, so something to keep an eye on. But yeah, I think the bulk of my interest in the higher predictive value feels like it's on the side of the Pelicans here. Let's get caught up on chat, man. I didn't show love to chat, which is that's a mistake. Shout out to Remington, Marcus Henderson, Rick Anderson, Chris Smith, Skimmer, Goat. E made it happen. Chris Smith says tonight is big money night. Just be smart with the bets. Always, always. Been a while since I've been on here. What's up, Arizona? Logan said, what's going on with PrizePicks? They said you need all 3 tacos. Well, they never post all the tacos at once, so maybe they mean you need all 3 taco. You need to have action on all 3 tacos. Is that for that Super Bowl bet? If that's the case, I think the Sidney Crosby taco only has 10 minutes left. So if you want to you want to attach that to something, 1.5 shots on goal for him, a full shot on goal discount versus his original projection. So I guess that's what that means, but I don't know for sure. What up, Willie? What up, X Hustle? Chris, your thoughts on tacos? I think I'm definitely a fan of the. Well, I don't know. So the tacos are undefeated, right? The Embiid and or the tacos in general are undefeated, but you could see a case where the Sixers blow out this Nets team, and then I expect LeBron's gonna have to put up some fight against the Bucks. So I'm fine with that. I usually always just take the tacos and let it ride, and max out the promo. It's like $25, I think, that you can put on it. So it's not asking for a lot. Take advantage of it. But the Embiid line is nice. I'm just worried about the game getting out of control. Arizona Drop says Booker over 27.5, CP3 over 14.5, and McCall over 12.5. Suns clapped the 76ers today. I'm thinking Celtics. Celtics defense. Okay, I'm dumb. Yeah, I'll take Embiid. I love Embiid then. Why did I think the Sixers were playing the Celtics? Trade day always flips me on top of my head, Josh. Or trade week, because I'm reattaching names to different teams. Anyway, so where do we go from here? Mentioning the Sixers here, I think Embiid's PR is going to be pretty sharp here. But getting the Suns in a game that should be competitive. Matter of fact, they're 1-point dogs here, and in games where you can put the Suns to be more competitive than not, we know we can put steep minutes on Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges. Chris Paul, I got him, Booker, Bridges, all about 38 minutes. Keeping an eye on Cameron Payne. In the absence of Cameron Payne, we've seen Chris Paul push up to 40 minutes in regulation. And there's plenty of attackable lines here for the Suns here. Now, Chris Paul, they have his assists at 10.5. Last couple of games, we've seen him at 11. And I like the tighter games, the tougher defenses to bring out the best in Chris Paul. 10.5 feels a little steep, but I do think that's a number he can clear. This 9 came in an obscene blowout where he didn't touch the court in the fourth quarter. Would you get behind some Chris Paul 10.5? And do you have any Suns leans?
Oh yeah, I always like Chris Paul in a close matchup, and Devin Booker, he was on fire last night. I mean, it was ridiculous. I think he went, what was it, 5 of 7 from 3 and 15, and I mean, he was shooting like lights out and was not missing. I wonder if he keeps it up. One thing, if you want to get on some narrative, Mikal Bridges is born and raised in Philly, played all his high school ball there too. And I saw some stuff that all his friends and family are going to be at the game. So if you want to get back on his PRA, and his PRA actually went down from yesterday. It's at 20.5. It was at 21.5 yesterday. He barely cleared it, but he got there yesterday.
Yeah, and again, I guess we'll pull up the minute rotations here. The Suns have been in a couple more lopsided games. Yesterday was a lot closer, and he played his normal minutes, but the Wizards game was a game that he didn't get his normal run, missed maybe 15, 16 minutes. So I'm with you. I think the scrappier the game, the more juice to squeeze out. So I don't mind the PRA on Mikal Bridges as long as he's going to play those type of minutes. And then I'm not running to play anything else here, but I will take some Chris Paul assist and maybe Mikal Bridges PRA. Any Sixers interest? I guess it's kind of counterproductive because we know we're gonna get this Taco Tuesday special on Joel Embiid. But did you have maybe any Tobias Harris, Maxey, Seth Curry interest? Usually those are guys I just stay away from.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because, I mean, if you're going to play some Suns guys, hoping that it's a close game, one of these 76ers will outperform, I'd probably just feel safe with Embiid as always, and if you want to just stick with a Taco. I guess, I mean, maybe some Seth Curry assists or Maxey assists, but that's about it.
Yeah, we don't have like grade A confidence in your voice here,
No.
so we don't need to add extra risk to parlay settings. They don't have any Pacers lines, and with the Pacers being without Sabonis, Lamb, Justin Holiday, Miles Turner, I would have some interest in grabbing some of whatever ends up, but the Pacers are a complete mess from this far out. So I understand why there's not any lines, and then at best this game's going to be double-digit spread, so we don't have to get too stuck there. The Nets will be without James Harden, also without all of their big three, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, no LaMarcus Aldridge, amongst a plethora of names. Patty Mills likely to lead the team in shot attempts for whatever that means. But the Brooklyn Nets have been putting on, the Celtics have been putting on the clamps here, and there are no Nets lines right now. This spread currently at 8.5. I could definitely see it getting to double digits as we get closer. Is this a stay away spot for you? There are no Nets live. Do you have any Celtics interest? And Mike, appreciate that sub. Welcome to the channel. Bing bong.
Yeah, I guess I don't do it much, but I just think this game's gonna get out of hand early and fast. So I could maybe look at the first half props.
Okay.
And ones that stand out to me would be Robert Williams over 4.5 real points. And possibly his fantasy points as well, because he always dominates early, and we know that you can attack the Nets front court. So
I can get behind that. Yeah, chopping that game in half, and really chopping any game that you might suspect to blow out in half could could be the move for these lopsided spreads. All right, looking at we already looked at Pelicans, Rockets, Clippers, and Grizzlies. Clippers added Norman Powell to the mix here alongside Robert Covington. Norman Powell immediately came in, made an impact with real points. I feel like I need to see this situation evolve a little bit before I start attaching myself to their props individually. And the Memphis Grizzlies, we know, have been playing rock solid defense, and John Morant has been doing the most in the absence of Dylan Brooks. It's a realistic expectation these days to expect John Morant to shoot the ball 25, 30 times and put 30 plus real points. Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson also in the mix for some usage, and maybe Desmond Bane second to third on the team in shot attempts. 226.5 a total is not insignificant. So maybe John Morant has a shot to hit his point props, but they've kind of caught up to what he's doing and aren't pricing him correctly. 27.5 real points. So I don't think I forced the issue with that. So maybe this is a stay away game from here. Did you have any warm and fuzzies on Clippers and Grizzlies?
I'm thinking, I did mark Steven Adams rebound prop because I always like attacking the Clippers for rebounds. I don't think the game's gonna stay close. I mean, the Clippers, they kept that game close against the Bucks, but that's because Powell was shooting lights out like abnormally, and I think they just won't be able to hang with Memphis. So this is another game I'm marking as a blowout risk.
Did you say high or at risk? I can see it. I like that. I said we should bring out the red light, green light, yellow light.
Yeah.
That's a yellow light. Maybe a red light. All right. Mavs hosting the Pistons. So Luka without Kristaps Porzingis has been really, really fruitful. Also without Tim Hardaway. And even that last game, he had 5 fouls a few minutes into the third quarter. Still turned around a triple double. He's just been out here essentially averaging a triple double without without Porzingis. So if you think about what is involved in a triple double, it's 10 rebounds, 10 assists, and both of his assist and rebound lines are under 10. So I might be a little bit interested in that. For fantasy points, I got him at 62. Their line is at 56. 29.5 real points, probably probably elevated for me to take in a parlay style setting. Rebounds and assists, more so assists. What do you think about this line? 9.5 is something that he's cleared in all of his last 5 games. And if I go pull up the advanced on-off court tool from NBA Valley via Add More Funds, I know we're going to get a ridiculous assist percentage out of Luka Doncic. And I'm not expecting a lot of resistance out of the Detroit Pistons. And even though it's an 11.5 point spread, I feel like Luka's going to have enough involvement in this, in anything the Mavericks do. That 9.5 is still probably a little bit too low. This all-star snub narrative seems pretty real for him. He has a 47% assist rate without Porzingis. I'm pretty interested in 9.5 assists for Luka. What are you thinking on that?
Oh, we've been riding that Luka assist train for a while now, and it's been fruitful. I'm with you on it. I just do worry about game script. Are there any updates on Cade Cunningham?
I still have him queued. Let me go see if we got an updated blurb from NBC Sports Edge on Detroit's Cade Cunningham, questionable. Dwayne Casey said that Cade Cunningham, right hip pointer, was able to get some shots up at Monday's practice, but he remains day to day, and it's unclear if he'll be available for Tuesday's game against Dallas. And then also, let's see, Mavericks defensive rating without Porzingis this season. Let's see what we get as far as a number there. They have a defensive rating 105.2, not bad. But also keep an eye on Maxi Kleber. I think he's going to play, but if he didn't, him and Porzingis absences would definitely sure up. Yeah, he's probable. So Cade Cunningham is at best questionable day to day, able to get some shots up. 11.5 point spread, though. You don't believe in Hamidou Diallo, Sadiq Bey, Jeremy Grant. Keep this game close enough, long enough, strong enough for.
I mean, OKC without SGA, I didn't think they were gonna keep it close and let alone win that game against the Mavs, and they did. So you never know.
What do
It's
we
all
get? I was gonna say,
odd, but I mean, I like the first half props for the
yeah, I
Mavs.
was literally leading into that.
Yeah,
Doncic has 28 fantasy points first half, 14 and a half real points. So I don't feel like we're getting a fantastic deal there. But did you have
Brunson
any
though.
Brunson?
Brunson 8.5 points. I could definitely get on that.
All right, Brunson in this split. Matter of fact, let me put Brunson on the court with Luka just to shore up these numbers. Brunson's at a 18% usage rate. All right, yeah, I could see him chucking a lot of shots here. Brunson in his last couple of outings for the Mavs 14, 15, 18, 11. Shot volume is not as high as I thought it would be, but it's not low. So 8 points against the Pistons. That's doable. Or 9 points rather. All right, I can get behind that. I think the full game Luka assist prop at home. I like that. I like that. Anyway,
Yeah, I mean, you gotta hope that he can at least get some fourth quarter run. I feel like, unless I mean, if he can get it done in 3 quarters.
getting caught up on chat here. J. Cole says Powell's back at home balling is a habit. I'm with that. J. Cole, no Brooks. He should be all right for Ja. Yeah, I just feel like we're not getting Ja's price correctly. So I for parlay setting for prize picks, I like to find the guys that I don't think is priced correctly. I think Ja's priced pretty correctly, right? The Nets props are up. All right, let's take a look at those. I think Patty Mills real points. The only thing I was gonna look at, and if it's like over 17, I probably don't touch it anyway. Scott says I don't know if you discussed earlier, but thoughts on Maxey over 5 assists. We're open to it, right? It's not likely to be one of our core plays tonight, but I guess we can go pull up the Sixers here and put Embiid, Maxey on the court together. Just kind of see how that plays out in terms of assist percentage. Seth Curry kind of being the wild card there. Maxey has a 19.5% assist rate. So I think as big as this slate is, I probably wouldn't get past Embiid, but that's just me. I don't hate it, don't love it. I don't like it enough for like a parlay style action, right? If I took it, I'd rather it be individually. What are the Kings thinking? I don't know, Cheyenne. Kings are weird. I definitely thought they'd be way more susceptible to trading De'Aaron Fox than Tyrese Halliburton. He surely felt like something you can build around, especially if you like. Could you imagine getting Halliburton and Sabonis? Not that I'm not poo pooing on Fox here, but I thought Halliburton was the better pure point guard. It felt like you get more value from the Halliburton than Fox, and Kings need a big guy. Kings need a big guy, but they also don't. They keep ruining their bigs, right? Rashawn Holmes, Marvin Bagley. Years past, they were squeezing all the juice out of Willie Cauley-Stein and DeMarcus Cousins. Like they keep getting these big guys that they're fine. I think Sabonis is a really great big guy, so I definitely think he's better than all the ones that they've had. But I just feel like they're gonna find a way to screw that up, you know. Before we move on to the next game, I'll go ahead and take a pause for the cause. Plug you guys. If you guys want access to the RunDFS.com NBA VIP spreadsheet, which includes some of our favorite props. Josh does a good job of keeping tabs on all that. In the prop detector, we have the player props tab, a good companion to your daily prop hunt research. And then, of course, for DFS, we got my projections, my player pool, and most importantly, the NBA Discord, really the RunDFS.com premium Discord. But every day before lock, we're in the voice chat, chopping it up. Today's going to be even bigger. Like we said, there could be more news coming, some late trades, some late scratches. The bigger slates, the more, I think, lucrative and valuable a community like this can be. Many hands make light load. So if you want to be part of that, go to rundfs.com, click VIP memberships, get a sub that's right for you. And then whenever you do upgrade, click VIP portal. You'll see a link to the Discord and a link to the spreadsheet. And you are in there like swimwear. Bucks play the Lakers tonight. We're gonna get a discounted number on LeBron James. Do you want to run that back with anything on the Bucks here? I think last night you were flirting, or you were waiting for Drew Holiday fantasy points, right? Trying to
Yeah.
get some of those oh so valuable steals against Russell Westbrook. Did you ever get a line that you were happy with?
I don't see it yet. They still haven't dropped it.
Yeah, I don't see fantasy points. I see everything but fantasy points.
I know. I don't know why they're holding out on that, but
They know.
yeah, I definitely want his fantasy points. Homecoming game for him in LA. And just the point guard rule against the Lakers. We've always been riding that. And then I also really like Giannis free throw prop. He's been crushing it, and the Lakers give up the third most free throw attempts in the league. So I could definitely see him getting to the foul line a lot tonight. This game I feel the most comfortable about on the entire slate. It's the primetime night game. It should stay close, and I think LeBron is also his assist is in play. It's only at 6.5. I know Westbrook is there, but he's kind of taken back over the point guard role, right? In that first game back, he returned. So
Yeah, let's run some numbers on that.
yeah. I wanted to see those.
All right, so we'll do the full season sample size, and then we'll shorten it to just January. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the on-off court tour. We're gonna put LeBron, Westbrook, and Anthony Davis on, and I guess we'll take Melo off just for the heck of it. Science says I like Sabonis, but he is who he is. Halliburton could be super high level player. Hallie's an excellent defender, excellent passer on the floor. The Pacers are a team that I don't know how they screwed it up, but I promise you before the season, if you, and I know T.J. Warren was unhealthy, but if you just told me the names Malcolm Brogdon, Karis LeVert, T.J. Warren, Domantas Sabonis, and Miles Turner, to me that wouldn't be a blow up team. That would be a team that should have had some level of success, at least be a playoff team, even if it's bottom end. But it just didn't work out. It just didn't work out, and they've been suffering from injuries. But I don't know. So on the full year sample size, Westbrook has a 31% assist rate in this split with AD, LeBron on. LeBron's at 23%, so not bad. Let's isolate that to the beginning of this year, as the Westbrook stuff has developed. And we have just 37 minutes of sample size. In those minutes, LeBron has a 34% usage rate, and we can't really go much further back because there was a big absence for AD. So it's definitely true what you're saying. LeBron has absolved a lot more of the ball handling lately. Is that something that's going to sustain for him? Maybe. I definitely think the sense of urgency for them to win is now or never. And I was thinking the other night when Westbrook got you saw that clip where Westbrook got booed when I think Malik Monk set him up at the top of the perimeter and he had almost an open three, and the crowd was like, no, don't shoot. And I felt so bad for Westbrook. But in that moment when that happened, I was like, Lakers play the Bucks on Tuesday. If they lose against the Bucks, the trade deadline's on Thursday. And I know it feels like no one's going to be able to take this Westbrook contract with that. That would make sense. But I felt like if the Lakers lost it, if they got smoked today, there would probably be some phone calls all night until the deadline to see what happens. So I'm kind of hoping that Westy shows up and shows out, because I literally felt bad for him when your crowd begs you not to shoot a shot, man. Oh, that's rough. But LeBron James over 6.5 assists. I can get behind that. Definitely a game that should be way more competitive, but it should bring out the absolute best in the Lakers if they're going to be competitive. Bucks being the defending world champions. And then, I don't know, how has LeBron done against the Bucks? By game log versus Bucks last 10 games. As a matter of fact, we should go FTP and see what his assist numbers have looked like historically. Against the Bucks, 8, 11, 11, 11, 10. Yeah, so if you're a fan of just history, his recent history against the Milwaukee Bucks has cleared that assist line pretty consistently. So I don't mind that at all. I'll take 6.5 assists. If you have any interest in some Anthony Davis, he would certainly have to, especially if you want to correlate these assists here. AD size will be needed for sure in this matchup. He's at 24.5 points. If we look at this small sample size usage rate, he's been at an 18% usage rate, a 1.26 PrizePicks fantasy point per minute rate, and we know when he's on, he's shown some flashes lately. He can be one of the best players on the planet. Any interest in any other Lakers lines? I would say the other one that's at least a little bit intriguing to me would be Malik Monk. Real points, he's at 15.5. He put up 18 points in the third quarter against the Knicks the other day. That brought them back in it. And we know the rule of thumb with the Milwaukee Bucks, right, is target three-point shooters. They're so good at restricting points in the paint, and it funnels a lot of shots to the arc. Milwaukee gives up the most points in the league via the three ball. So Malik Monk is by far their best three-point shooter, arguably their only three-point shooter. Malik Monk, 15.5 real points. He's smoked this in 3 of his last 5.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that, and it's just a matter of his shots falling, right? Like, if he gets on a heater, that'll be easy to pass. And, yeah, I always like correlating, and I like the idea of either correlating Monk with LeBron's assist or AD. But I could definitely get on AD's 24.5 as well.
Yeah, I like that. What up, Jermaine? What up, J. Cole, Middleton, PRA? Ooh.
Yeah, he's been racking up assists. He has spike games where he gets a pretty decent amount of assists. So
29.5 PRA, 45, 18, 29. All right, I can see it. So Giannis, so we're digging Giannis free throws, LeBron assists, maybe some Monk real points. All right, 232. That's a high implied total, man. I can get behind that. Blazers probably don't have anything on the board. Probably, they are gonna have a 9-man rotation potentially tonight, something like that. It's gonna be one of those minutes for anyone who wants some situations. Looking at the board now, Blazers do have some lines up. So Anthony Simons in this situation, we've seen him take over earlier this season. He pushed his way from a DFS mindset. He pushed his way to an AK player, right? No Norman Powell, no CJ McCollum. He's going to lead this team in shot attempts. So maybe we can get some official numbers on that. And Orlando has been a very porous defense. So just out of curiosity, Simons, let's move the line back to the start of the season, October 17th, 18th, 19th, I don't know, 19th I think it was. Let's take Simons off, let's take McCollum off, let's take Lillard off, and Norman Powell off. And I would assume Simons, what's his scoring? It's got to be near 30. 23.5 point, bro. Josh, stop me from doing this. Simons has a 29% usage rate, 34% assist rate. He's gonna take 30 shots, right? Am I hold on, what? Anthony Simons is I feel like this real point prop is way too low in the post McCollum Powell life. And then looking at our team metric chart in the RunDFS.com NBA VIP spreadsheet, Orlando Magic are still bottom 7 in defensive efficiency. Portland is still dog water, and they definitely got worse. But Simon's real points is looking pretty intriguing to me. Maybe I'm too excited. And then also just a lot of minutes to go around here for the last of the Mohicans. Maybe Nurkic gets moved. Maybe Simons gets moved before this game tips, and it's all for naught. But if everything locks now, I think Simons looks pretty good to clear 23.5 real points. And then even Nurkic in this split. Matter of fact, let's put Nurkic on the court with Simons if we can help it, and see what Nurkic numbers are looking like. Nurkic is at a 29% usage rate. Actually jumped Simons with a 1.4 fantasy point per minute production for PrizePicks scoring. They have Nurkic at They don't have a fantasy line on them. They have him 33.5 PRA, 18.5 real points, 11.5 rebounds. What are you thinking on the stripped down skeleton crew Portland Trailblazers?
Man, yeah, I think Simon's the only one I feel comfortable with. I'll have to see what the fantasy points look like for Nurk. I'm got to be careful. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I think he's next to go because I think the Blazers need to clear some more cap space in order to re-sign Dame. And
why? Yo, Dame, I love Dame. But he gotta get out of there, bro. You're in your 30s, man. You ain't got time to rebuild. You just don't. I completely respect his mindset where he's like, I'm gonna go down with the ship or whatever. But come on, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Simon's. I mean, I'm with you on that though. That seems too low for his usage and his role. I mean, Tony Snell is not going to lead the team in scoring in this game, right? So
he got traded, didn't he?
Did he get traded?
I know you were joking, but yeah, I think he was part of that trade for Josh Hart, unless I'm tripping. I'm pretty sure he might have been.
Is this like 10th team?
Not that it matters, but yeah, he was part of that trade for McCollum and Nance got traded for Josh Hart and them. So not that it's almost worse that he got traded for Simon's situation. Justice Winslow, Ellaby, but yeah,
I wouldn't get on any other props for Simon's like his assists or PRA or anything because you just don't know how these other guys are going to.
Yeah. Nah, I just expect him to take over. So, on the Magic side, so as bad as the Magic have been, the Blazers are worse, right? Hey. Yo, I appreciate that follow, Truth51 and Ronan NJ. Blazers defensive rating 114.7. They're, I guess Tony Snell and Rocco might have been their only thing that resembled defense. Nurkic to an extent. But this defense should be able to you should be able to. I'll say the defense is so bad that the Orlando Magic are favorites, right? That's not normal, especially when you're this far away from home. So, do we like anything on the Magic side? Mo Bamba, they have lines for everything. They have lines for all the starters. Mo Bamba's at 7 rebounds. Wendell Carter's doing 9.5 rebounds with 27.5 PRA. Cole Anthony is sitting at 16.5 real points. I get it that they could cannibalize each other, but this is a rare opportunity to take advantage of the Magic being implied for 110, 111 real points. Did you have any plans to get to some Magic props tonight?
The one that stood out to me initially was Wendell Carter's 14.5 point because the Blazers, I know Nurk has traditionally been pretty stout in the paint defensively, but lately they've been struggling, and like you said, Rocco's gone, so they've been kind of bleeding points to bigs in the paint. So I'm liking Wendell Carter's 14.5 points. They don't have his fantasy point, right? I don't see that.
Let's go home. I tried to get the Bing Bong clip this morning, and it was just it was so small. It was like 2 seconds. I was like,
Bing Bong.
Bing Bong. Shout out to my girlfriend for giving me $2 on but no, I don't see fantasy points on Carter yet. 27.5 PRA is the only thing I got that might throw a blanket over everything. For his fantasy points, I'm looking at 41, which is pretty gosh dang high, and I would imagine they're not going to list it at 41. They might start like 32 to 35. So if let's say they put it up at 35.5, would you like the over? Okay, so the way microphones work, Mr. Neuroscientist, is you gotta unmute yourself.
Oh, yeah. I would like it more. I would click it if they opened it at 32.5. 35.5 or higher would be pushing it, I think.
All right. And then I got a DFS stream to do in about 10 minutes. So, chat, I hope to see you guys there. 7 days ago, we set a record for viewers and likes. Maybe, just maybe, today we can run it up. Anything else on the board you want to close with here? The Kings, I don't know who's going to play for them. De'Aaron Fox hasn't played in a while. Davion Mitchell probably going to play all the minutes he can handle. Mo Harkless, big minutes. Rashawn Holmes hasn't been playing anything big minute-wise. And then on the T-Wolves, we're still waiting on definitive D-Russ, Patrick Beverly news, stuff like that. So it really wouldn't be fair to look at this game this far out, but it does have a big total. So as that news tightens up, hopefully we get some information on that. Maybe Fox is back today. But anything you want to close that on this stream in terms of some of your favorite lines that maybe we didn't talk about?
What do you have Cat's fantasy points at?
Right now for PrizePicks on Cat, I'm looking at 52.5.
Okay, and they have his PRA at 40.5. He's probably the one I'm most interested in, especially if D'Lo is out.
Yeah,
should be a prime matchup against the Kings. So, and if Fox plays, I mean, this game could stay more competitive if D'Lo's out and Fox plays. So, I could get on some Cat props.
All right, yeah, definitely need the D-Ross news for that.
But
otherwise, the work has just begun. We have got plenty of air and opportunity between main slate lock and between all these games tipping off. Trade deadline is steaming towards us. So teams making moves, man. And as they make moves, it'll open up opportunities to capitalize on other players and their individual props. De'Aaron Fox looks like practiced fully yesterday. So if he does play, we might like his real points and really anything without Halliburton. So something we're keeping an eye on. But all right, Josh, we still got a lot of work to do. So chat.
Man.
You guys want to grind with us? Josh is in the Discord in the PrizePicks channel. And of course, I'll be back live in just a few minutes, revisiting every game from a DFS standpoint and going a little bit deeper in each game and their individual matchups. Close us out, Josh.
Yeah, there's a lot of pending stuff, moving pieces, so it's going to take a lot of work to sort through this slate, but I'm just going to target the Bucks Lakers heavy. So,
chat, go make all the money. We'll be back tomorrow. Same Warrior time, same Warrior channel. But join the DFS stream. Good luck. God bless. Go win some money.